Thanks for staying with us. So, the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, at the weekend said it was expecting 22 million set-top boxes, STB2, for initial rollout for the digital switch-over DSO in the country. According to reports, by the end of 2022, the country would have achieved complete analog switch-off. Joining us on the show now is the Acting Director General of the Nigeria Broadcasting Commission, Professor Armstrong Idachaba. Welcome to the show. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much, Mariah. Good to be on your set finally.
Yes,
it's a pleasure to be here.
So there's a lot to cover with you, sir. And I must say that I remember when this journey started many years ago. I had attended one of the very first meetings when the NBC had called all the broadcasters. BON was there. I think late Amaka Igwe was the chairman of that committee at the time, and you were the Lagos State chapter chairman. And you sold this vision to us. All of us got excited about it, and there was a 2015 deadline that we're all looking for to see. What happened that caused the delay, and how have you come around now to say, okay, we are ready, and we are actually ready? How do we believe indeed that the government is ready to do a real switchover? And what exactly is a digital switch? For those who don't have an idea what it is, what exactly is a digital switch? Just help us understand it.
Right. This is a loaded intro, from the historical to the present and future. Anyway, it's good to be on your set. Congratulations. Like you alluded, what it means is that you two have been on ground for a pretty long time, sharing the initial vision of the digital switchover. Yeah, truthfully, before 2015, plans were actually, it was a global decision. ITU, International Telecom Union, had agreed in 2016 that the world was going to transit from analog to digital broadcasting. Yes. This was a decision that was taken with good counsel and for good reasons. One, digital technology, no doubt, was going to improve the gains of broadcasting. Secondly, by moving from analog to digital broadcasting, there was going to be availability of frequencies or spectrum, and that was going to lead to a boost in the telecom sector. So these combined advantages imposed on the world generally the need for broadcasters to shift to digital broadcasting. Like other parts of the world, Nigeria was actually determined. Nigeria also proactively set up government institutions in terms of articulating government policy to drive the process. By 2012, we had actually come up with a government white paper on the transition from analog to digital broadcasting. And that was when all those groundwork began. But what happened was that between 2012 and 2015, most of the work was basically with regards to theorization of the process. You know, we're looking at building the blocks, setting the necessary infrastructure, and we never really got to a quick start. But that's not peculiar to Nigeria. All over the world, almost every country has had to shift dates in terms of transiting, because the digital transition is actually multifaceted, it's multidimensional, and it requires a lot in terms of planning, in terms of investment, in terms of rearranging the general broadcast architecture and other ancillary dimensions to the entire process. But where are we now? Of course, we missed the 2015 date. Again, we romanticized with 2015. Again, we didn't get there. But between then and now, so much has happened. You know, as we speak in Nigeria, the transition has taken off in 6 states. And for the benefit of the viewers, we began with a pilot in Jos, right, in April 2016. Yeah, from then, we went to Abuja. From Abuja, we were in Kwara, we were in Kaduna, we were in Enugu. So there's a cross-regional representation, a micro-presentation or template of what's to happen across the country. And it's from there that we have now articulated phase 2 of the process, which brings us to Lagos.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So for many others who are watching, apart from people like Barayo and you who are, seasoned broadcasters, Nigerians are watching and wondering, what does this exactly mean for me sitting at home and watching my TV? Does that mean the way I watch TV changes? Is there any monetary contributions or payments I'll be making because of these changes? In what way would this improve you know, improve watching experience vis-a-vis platforms like Netflix, who have just, you know, taken over the TV and the viewing space right now?
Thank you so much for the simplicity and innocence of your question, because it helps me to communicate to the ordinary person. So what is the need for the man and woman in Mushin, Ajegunle, and other places? What it does, it's supposed to be a quantum leap in terms of the movement, the viewer experience of the ordinary people compared to what the elite currently enjoys with regards to television viewing. As you know, many Nigerians, those with average income, are able to watch digital content already. The GOTV you watch, the NTA StarTimes you watch, and they are all on the digital platform. And what are the peculiarities? One, if you have a digital platform, you are able to watch many channels at the same time. The channels come clean, crisp. You are able to choose in terms of diversity of choices and pluralism. And then, but of course, at the middle of all of that, you part with some money. Now, what the federal government wants to do, this DTT transition, at the core of it is the idea to bring information and access to information available to the ordinary Nigerian. The ordinary Nigerian will now sit in his home and also access 50, 60, 70 TV channels, all of them free of charge. And they are going to also be reflective of all the stratifications in terms of genre. You will have sports, music, drama, and you don't have to pay subscription. That's the unique part of it. And also, more importantly, government is also deliberately trying to use that as a converged platform to also move people across the digital divide in terms of access to telecommunications, so that we are going to infuse dongle that will allow some kind of interactiveness on the internet. So
the boxes would have internet access.
Absolutely. So we are using broadcast to transform the entire telco broadcast sector revolutionary.
Right, great. Cool.
So Mariah won me over in her excitement 9 years ago when she had that meeting, and all of us were forced to know what DSO was about, because she was so excited. Somehow we felt a bit of, okay, when is that going to happen? When is that going to happen? I want to ask, what has been the success rate at the states where it has been deployed? What has been the response? How has the acceptance been? And what are you now hoping to achieve in the next phase as we implement this new, coming into Lagos and into the larger cities?
Thank you again, and I think that this is quite instructive, because in the first place, the value of a pilot is for you to be able to gauge the stability and efficiency of any project. And I take my contribution from the pilot scheme in Jos. I was actually on ground. I saw the first rollout. And one picture, mental picture I have in my mind is an excited rural person within the fringes of Jos, hinterland of the area you call Kuru. You know, and I saw a little family in a hut where we actually had deployed these free TV set-top boxes, and we strolled in one morning, and I saw the excitement that in a remote village of Plateau, in the land of Jos, some local farmers could watch crisp, clear digital signal in their room, and they were flipping channels. And there's a guy who is a reporter in Abuja. He works with the Voice of Nigeria. And he happens to come from the Plateau. And each time we discuss, he tells me how excitable his parents are in the rural area. And that ever since the proposition was installed, they've been having great fun. So it means that it is durable, and that the people really love it.
Yeah.
And anywhere we have set up, the infrastructure is up and running well.
Now, because of time, I'm going to have to throw a few questions together. I'm going to mumble it up together. Now, I know in the early days, you had they're going to license 3 companies, the NTA, StarTimes, there was Pinnacle was part of it. The third company, we're not sure if you've decided if it's going to be DSTV, or we're not sure who the licenses are going to be. Has that been cleared up, number one? Number two, the set of boxes, one of the issues was that it was expensive. You know, Nigerians have to buy those boxes. Now, is the government going to subsidize the boxes for us? Are you going to give it out for free? What exactly is the plan? And when do you plan to do it in Lagos? I mean, when is the launch in Lagos? That's 3 questions in one.
This one is up to 5, Mariah. So where do we begin? I think you were talking about
the licensors.
The licensing of the signal distributors.
Yes.
The signal distributors actually are supposed to be transmitting companies. You know, under your current disposition, what happens is that you create your content, you also transmit.
Right.
Now, in the digital, in the DTT era, a company is going to transmit all the signals for all the stations in Lagos, 1 or 2.
Yes.
Right? And we decided to create one of those companies from the existing infrastructure, engineering infrastructure and setup of NTA.
Yes.
That company is called ITS.
Yes.
It's the one having some kind of partnership with the Chinese. But there's another that is also Nigerian indigenous driven. That one is called Pinnacle Communications.
Right.
Now, what the white paper says is that we'll begin at the initial with these 2. And that if there is need as the rollout continues, or if market exigencies demand, then we can bring in a 3rd. So the 2 are actually up and running. In Jos, it is ITS. In Abuja, it's Pinnacle.
Is it regional based or?
No, all of them have a national frequency allotment, and they are supposed to operate nationally. Okay. Right, so that's for signal distribution.
Yes.
Now, the fundamental, a critical question you raise is also with the set-top box. And for you viewers, set-top box basically is the decoder, right? Same thing as decoder. Because you have your TV sets, we don't want you to throw away your TV sets that you use now. They are analog. This decoder will help convert the digital signal, you know, and make it receivable as digital content. So nobody's going to throw away TV, just get that small box. But the box, government deliberately is making it low.
Okay.
And that's why we licensed 13 Nigerian companies to produce those boxes.
Great.
They have already set up their plans, and they have assured us that they will be able to meet the market.
Fantastic.
But I'll use this opportunity to also appeal to Nigerians, local governments, state governments, to as much as possible see how they can assist the indigent, you know, so that they can also have access to these boxes, because it's critical to frog leap.
We have to wrap up, unfortunately. We're out of time. But I know you're in Lagos for a reason, and I know that there's an event coming up very soon. We'll keep following up with this, and we'll bring you back as things unfold concerning this switchover. But thank you very much, sir, for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. And let me say, I followed your program for a while. It's good to be here. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Keeping Nigerian men and women awake every morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So keep it up.
All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.